Good evening, my wonderful Facebook friends. I thought I'd give you a treat to end the day. I'm here in North London in the amazing Waterlow Park. As many of you know, this is my outdoor office. I'm going to give you a quick tour. There we are. You can see this is a beautiful park in North London. This is where I come in the afternoons or evenings to do my work. I've just done an amazing international business call from this park, and I love what we do. Do you know why? Because how many businesses do you know you can run from the park on your phone? You've got to be honest, there's not many. And so I'm living a life I think is truly privileged and blessed, and my heart goes out actually to all the people, friends of mine, and people that I know who I used to work with who may be losing their jobs or their businesses, because I think the situation we're in, the biggest impact is not going to be people going to hospitals, people be going to the dole office or trying to get money from the government, and that's going to be a whole lot of discomfort for some people. So 3 years ago, as you all know, you're probably fed up with the story by now, I got out of the international education industry, where I used to work as a school principal and then a school director, and like many people, I used to work really hard, some days 7 days a week, and I felt frustrated, and in fact I think my attitude probably stunk, because my thinking and the way I saw life, I didn't have a good attitude, to be honest, looking back. And I probably made a mess of a lot of things, because inside I felt frustrated because I wasn't fulfilling my purpose. I wasn't really using my full potential in life. And when you're living like that, and you can do more and be more, you tend to start blaming other people if you're not going for it. You start to blame other people. And I always felt kind of annoyed with my bosses or directors, because I felt I wasn't being paid enough. The reason I felt like I wasn't being paid enough, I wasn't doing anything to really earn the money I knew I was capable of earning. Because in a job, you can't, unless you have a job where you're a city banker and you're earning like £5 million bonuses, and you can do that. But in the kind of normal jobs that most people have, guys, I'm sorry to say, you're never going to have the money you desire or the lifestyle you desire, because you're working, exchanging time for money. That equation doesn't work, because when you run out of time, you run out of money. That's why 85% in the world, nearly 90% are sick and tired of what they do. It's probably one of you. If you've got a job, you can lie to yourself and say, no, I like my job. Do you? If you had all the money in the world, would you still go and do it? Some people would. 15% in the world. That means 85% in the world wouldn't. And I remember what I used to do. I used to go to work, and I remember one of my directors, I used to stay in my office sometimes till 10 p.m. and be told it's because you don't manage your time properly. When you have a school that's gone from a backstreet language school to an international academy, from like 100 students to nearly 500, and you're introducing academic programs, building kitchens, employing new staff, and you think you can do all of that working in a normal 9 to 5, which is what it would normally be to run a school, and you're going through massive expansion, summer camps, all that kind of stuff, and your boss is still saying to you, no, you must be at work 9 o'clock because your hours are 9 to 5, and the school's going through a process from 100 students to like 300, 400, science labs, kitchens, all kinds of new stuff, summer camps, and they still think that 9 to 5 would do it, and you're working 9 till 10, and you're half an hour late in the morning, and you get a phone call, why weren't you in the school on time? And you're working like that, and you're being underpaid for the amount of work you do. That's why people get mad. But at the end of the day, they have to blame themselves, because if you're doing that and you're not happy, you've got to ask yourself why you're doing it. And I look back and think it's not even his fault or the company's fault, it's my fault, because I shouldn't be doing it if I'm not happy doing it. If you're not happy doing what you're doing, don't blame your boss, don't blame your company, blame yourself. Have the courage to think, you know what, I'm going to take a risk, I'm going to do something different, and if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But it's better than living your life with frustration and being upset because you're not earning the money you want, not living the life you want. So 3 years ago, I got out, and I've got to say, I've just done a business call from the park. It's a beautiful sunny evening here in London. We had a global call. I had two of my franchise partners doing the presentation. We did an amazing call where we're helping people to achieve financial freedom. A lot of you think it sounds like crackers. I know a lot of you listening to these calls thinking, this guy's trying to get us to do something. I am. I'm getting you to trying to see common sense and realise that working in a job, guys, is never going to give you the life you want. Your job, you are like a puppet. You may not like this. You are like a puppet on a string. You can be fired whenever your company want to fire you. The amount of money you earn determines which house you live in. It even determines the food you eat, what school your kids go to, what kind of car you drive. You don't want to think about it, but that's the reality. And guess what your boss has planned for you? Not much. That's the reality as well. So if you're in a job, I'm sorry to say, I'm not against job. I'm against only having a job, and I'm against staying in a job forever because it won't give you the life you really want. I found that out 3 years ago. So I feel blessed, and I want to help as many people as I can. So I always say this on these calls. A lot of you say you want to come on the call. I don't know if you do. I'm not going to post the password. If you want the password and the Zoom link, DM me. It's well worth coming on and listening to. I've got friends. I've got a friend who I used to teach 18 years ago. I'm just going to look at see if my bag's still there. Yeah. I've got a friend I used to teach 18 years ago from Iran, really nice guy. He's an engineer. He came here to study his master's. I taught him when he was doing his MBA 18 years ago. He saw me do a Facebook Live just like this about 5 days ago. He reached out to me because he's got a couple of businesses, and like many people, he's struggling a little bit. So he came to say, listen, Vincent, what is it you're doing? I told him he's John. He's so excited. He's got a 7-month-old baby, he's married, and I gave him my word, because if you know me, you don't know me, a lot of you, I don't mess around. If I say things how they are. You know, there's no messing around with me, there's no fluff. I said, listen, you join, his name's Reza, you join Reza, and I'll help you change your life for the better. You've got to be like a partner, you've got to put the work in. If you want it, I'll help you, your wife, and have a life you could never previously imagine. Because I know this works. I'm not talking about theory, I know this works. I've been doing it for 2.5 years, right? So if you're on this call and you would like to have a life where your office can be the park, I'm not joking, and you can run your business in the park, give me a call, because life is about freedom, life is about choice, life is about living the life you want on your terms and not being a prisoner or a slave to a job. If you like the idea of that, let me know. Ciao.